Hey guys, let's get more news about Miami Heat, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Heat's Tyler Herro drops critical update on knee issue amid injury woes. Tyler Herro recently suffered a knee injury and it's not clear when he'll be fully healthy. There's a chance he'll play on Monday night against the Sacramento Kings. But it sounds like the Miami Heat guard is taking some extra precautions in the meantime. Herro announced that he will be receiving an MRI on his knee, according to Heat beat writer Ira Winderman. The MRI results should provide a more clear update on his injury. Tyler Herro said he will be getting an MRI on his knee today as a precaution, but that swelling has been minimal. He was non-committal about Monday night in Sacramento. The good news is the swelling isn't serious. However, the fact he wouldn't commit to the Heat's Monday's game against the Kings suggests he may not be ready to go. Even if the swelling goes completely away, it sounds like Tyler Herro just wants to double-check and make sure everything is okay. So far, Herro hasn't missed any games with this injury but could be ruled out on Monday. If that's the case, Jamie Jaquez Jr. and Duncan Robinson should take on increased minutes. In his last game, Tyler Herro finished with 15 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists in 31 minutes of playing time. He's proven to be a fantastic asset for the Heat throughout his career so far. So if he misses time, it could be detrimental for Miami's playoff hopes. With that said, the Heat will likely provide an update on Tyler Herro's knee injury as more information is released. Hopefully his injury isn't too serious and he can return sooner, rather than later. It was all at Nikola Jovic's fault, Jimmy Butler's humorous response to one-game suspension for Pelicans brawl. The NBA dropped the hammer on Sunday, slapping Miami Heat's Jimmy Butler with a one-game suspension following his part in a benches-clearing scuffle on Friday night. Butler, though, didn't stay silent for long. Within the hour, the savvy forward took to social media with a response that was subtle. He threw up 3 screenshots on Spotify, showing off his post-news playlist, Locked Up by Akon, Jail by Kanye West, and Life by KCI and JoJo. And if that wasn't enough, Butler flexed his meme game on IG, sharing a hilarious photoshopped pic featuring him and teammate Nikola Jovic in a Bad Boys movie poster. His caption was pure gold, "It was all at Nikola Jovic's fault. Smooth move, Butler." But he's not alone in facing the music. The brawl that went down in the fourth quarter of the Heat's win over the New Orleans Pelicans earned 4 other players suspensions. Teammate Nikola Jovic and Pelicans' Najee Marshall joined Butler with one-game sits, while Heat's Thomas Bryant and Pelicans' Jose Alvarado got slapped with 3-game timeouts. Come Monday's showdown against the Sacramento Kings at Golden One Center, Butler, Jovic, and Bryant will all be on the sidelines, serving their time. Miami's Jimmy Butler and New Orleans' Najee Marshall have been suspended for 1 game apiece for instigating an on-court altercation, the NBA announced Sunday. The incident happened during the Heat-Pelicans game Friday night. Miami's Thomas Bryant and New Orleans' Jose Alvarado were both handed 3-game suspensions for fighting and leaving the bench area. Miami's Nikola Jovic also got a 1-game suspension for leaving the bench area and entering the altercation, the league said. It felt like Jimmy shouldn't have gotten a game on that, Heat coach Erik Spoelstra said Sunday at practice in Sacramento, where Miami will play on Monday. It was really just kind of tangling and a little bit of pushing. I don't think that deserves another game because he ended up having to miss the fourth quarter, Friday. But it is what it is. Nobody wants to see it escalate to that point. Butler, who did not think he should have been ejected, will lose nearly $260,000 in base salary because of his suspension. The rest of the suspensions will cost the 4 other players about $115,000, combined. I put my hand around his neck. He put his hand around my neck, Butler said after the game of his incident with Marshall. And it just took off the way it did. It started when Miami's Kevin Love fouled New Orleans' Zion Williamson under the Pelicans' basket. Butler and Marshall engaged in a physical altercation after the foul, the league said, and Alvarado and Bryant then fought. Alvarado, Bryant, Butler and Marshall were assessed technical fouls and ejected from the game, which the Heat won 106-95. Alvarado missed Sunday's game against Chicago, and will sit out Tuesday at New York and Wednesday at Indiana. Marshall missed Sunday's game against the Bulls. Butler and Jovic will not play when Miami visits Sacramento on Monday, and Bryant will miss that game, along with ones Tuesday at Portland and Thursday at Denver. Bryant played for the Nuggets last season when they beat the Heat in the NBA Finals. The Heat could be further shorthanded on Monday. Guard Tyler Herro, who left late in Friday's game after thinking he had injured his knee, was having an MRI exam on Sunday as a precaution. Herro said he expects to play either Monday or Tuesday if the MRI comes back clear. Miami could get guard Terry Rozier back either Monday or Tuesday as well. Rozier has been out with a sprained knee but is on the cusp of returning. Jason Tatum will leave the Celtics. The Celtics have built an incredible team around Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. They are perennial contenders in the Eastern Conference and could be on their way to a second straight NBA Finals appearance. Despite this, there are rumors that Jaylen Brown could leave via trade or free agency in 2024. With his co-star going elsewhere, there is some concern that Tatum will follow suit and ask to leave. However, this may not be the case after all. They've done nothing but make Jason Tatum feel welcome there, make him feel like he's part of a line that goes back to Bill Russell, John Havlicek, Sam Jones, Larry Bird, Paul Pierce, all the greats of the Celtics, an anonymous NBA GM told Heavy. As long as they keep winning, I don't think you're going to hear anything negative from Tatum about wanting out. Jason Tatum is undoubtedly the Boston Celtics' biggest star, and that could be part of the reason why Brown is considering leaving in 2024. Losing him in free agency would be disastrous, as the Celtics would lose a great talent for practically nothing. And if they don't want to lose Brown without a return, they'll have to make a trade this offseason. But it appears that no matter what they decide, Tatum is content knowing he is the main player in Boston. He's good enough to be a number one option for half the teams in the league, and maybe he wants that challenge. There was some talk about Jaylen and Houston. He could go to Houston and take over the team and be the face of the franchise. The Rockets would love that, the anonymous GM said. Jaylen Brown is at an interesting point in his career, and it will be exciting to see the decisions he makes going forward. The Celtics will certainly want to keep Brown, but if it becomes clear they won't be able to, at least they'll be able to make their moves, knowing they have their star player, Jason Tatum, committed and safe. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown will continue to be two important players in the NBA, and Celtics fans will be eager to see how the situation plays out in the coming years. Those who already have an eye on Tatum is the Miami Heat, who have already declared the league's interest in the player. If he becomes a free agent, the Miami Heat will certainly try to exchange him. And you, fan, what do you think of the situation about Jason Tatum? Leave your opinion in the comments.